and we took it to the counter, and the guy was like, "Oh, I've never seen this vodka before." I was like, "Holy shit!" I was like, "Yeah." He was seriously speaking with like a Russian accent.
So you bought vodka and you checked out with a dude who spoke with a Russian accent.
Yeah, Russian or Czechoslovakian or Polish or something. And he was like, "I haven't seen this one here before." I'm like, "Yeah, it says it was brand new." He's like, "Oh," and I said something about it being the guy liked Chopin, or however you say the fucking name. I don't know.
It's
That
Chopin.
showed me on air in the middle of this story. That was cool of you.
Welcome to the podcast where you are on air
Yeah.
whenever I decide you are.
Whenever Blaine decides. Anyway, I said something about Chopin, and he goes, "Oh, is this one potato like Chopin too?" I'm like, "All right, so this guy knows his vodkas."
Is this one what?
Potato.
Is it potato distilled versus a grain?
Most vodka is potato distilled.
False.
Most. That's where vodka originated, is it
That
not?
doesn't mean that most is potato distilled now.
Well, then it should be.
Most is grain.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, that's lame.
Yeah, it is lame.
This is why I don't drink vodka.
I still like it. It's good. It's as good, if not better, than Chopin.
I'm sticking to my gin, which the only difference
Chopin,
between...
Chopin, how do you say it? Somebody look this shit up for me. Because on,
I don't even know what you're talking
what's that
about.
movie with, oh, fuck, I own it. Western movie. Scott.
Back to the
Samuel
Future?
Elliott. Huh?
Back to the Future.
Tombstone.
Tombstone. That's what I was going to say, too.
He says Frederick fucking Chopin. So is it Chopin?
I have no idea. You tell me. I don't drink vodka. Like I said, I just drink my gin, which the only difference between gin and vodka is that it's distilled with juniper.
That is not the only difference.
It's basically the only difference. Is everybody eating dinner?
Yes, it looks like.
I need to
Apparently.
be mowing my yard right now, but instead, I'm sitting here talking about nothing.
You should do the podcast while you mow. That would be Pat's thing.
I could.
That would be really annoying. We'd have
Like
to
it.
mute Matt.
I don't want vodka with a scorpion in it, Dave.
But the one's got a cobra in it too.
That's disgusting.
That is disgusting. Anyway, this is the podcast for May 14th. Number 15. Which Matt wants to have every 2 weeks.
I do. I think we get to overrule Pat's vote now.
Is
Yeah.
that acceptable?
Every 2 weeks makes more sense to me. Every week is very... I don't know. It's like Anthony's cat. It's needy. The podcast is needy.
The podcast is a cat. Needy. Apparently. So, since Pat's not here again, I guess, we're not going to do a review of the HTC One.
Still, he got that like 3 weeks ago.
He got it, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, I'll totally review it on the podcast this week," and then he hasn't showed up.
Does
since.
he watch them?
I have no idea.
Does John watch them?
John
Yes.
watches them at work.
Yeah, John fast forwards through them.
What better place to watch it?
I suppose.
Well, John's busy playing games at work, so
It's
He has
82
interrupted his
degrees
game
up here,
plan.
Anthony. It has risen 2 degrees since I got home.
Hooray!
That's fun. My car was 97 when I got into it today.
That's good.
Mine was about the same.
It was pretty damn hot.
Hey, well, it's cooled off. It's no longer in the 90s now.
Woohoo!
So everybody should buy our sponsor's vodka. Not really our
Hammer Sickle.
Anything we have said is not the voice of whoever makes this.
Even if it might be delicious. This is delicious. Good thing it's not flavored.
Distilled from wheat.
That sucks.
No, it's good.
So, in any case, I guess we can talk about Metro Last Light since it launched today.
I didn't buy it.
Neither did I. However, guess what happens if you didn't pre-order it?
No Ranger mode.
You don't get the hardest difficulty.
I don't like this.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
So the deal
So
is,
can you buy it as extra?
Yep.
yeah, it's for $5.
It was a pre-order bonus.
So apparently, if you want to play, so the funny thing is that who is it, Silver something, who is the publisher? Whoever publishes the game, if you go to their website, they have a banner on their website that says "Play Metro the way it's supposed to be played," Ranger mode or something like that.
Yep.
And then they apparently stripped it out as a pre-order bonus, and then optional DLC for $5 after the game launches.
Obviously, it's not the way it's meant to be played if that's not how you sell it to me.
Yeah, exactly. It seems really cheap. The most ridiculous thing is they could have probably just charged $5 more. I mean, if they didn't require $5 DLC, because I was talking with Dave about it, that the retail channels kind of forced them into it.
Yep. Retail channels love pre-order bonuses, which is why everything has it these days.
No matter how stupid it is. Although most of the times it's just like, extra clothing or guns or something like that.
Yeah, that's I'm okay with.
But in this case, they just said, hey, we're not going to give you the hardest difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't mind if it's a value-added thing, or even a TF2 promo item.
Right.
I mean, really, that's what everybody should be trying to get is the TF2 promo items, because people will buy the game just for the TF2 items.
That's kind of sad.
Poker Night at the Inventory 2 that just came out. The first one had TF2 promo items as well. The second one, everybody was buying it pretty much for the items.
How much was the game, though?
It was like $5.
Well, yeah, that's the problem. Is you can buy $5 games, get the items, but are you going to spend $50 on a game to get an item? $60 on a game?
People will.
I don't think they could count on that. That's true. I was going to say also, though, if they removed Ranger mode, so there's been statements that they actually lowered. So most of you guys played Metro 2033.
Yep, but I liked it a lot.
I did like it a lot, and the normal mode was incredibly difficult.
Yes, it was.
And they apparently dumbed down the normal mode for Last Light to kind of reach it to a broader audience, I guess. So that's almost more of a reason to play Ranger mode if you're a hardcore gamer, is because that's going to be what you want to play. Which, I mean, like Dave has mentioned before, though, if you're a hardcore gamer, you're probably going to be pre-ordering it anyway.
Or if you're a hardcore fan.
Hardcore fan, yeah.
I don't know. It was never really on my radar as a have to buy a game.
And I would agree. I like Metro 2033. This new game's probably just as good. But I didn't really need to pre-order it. I've kind of given up on pre-ordering games.
I will, however, be pre-ordering Saints Row 4.
I kind of want to because that game looks awesome.
I just started playing Saints Row 3.
Why?
Because I've never played it before.
Did you own it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You got it in the Humble Bundle.
Do I
Yeah.
own it?
Did
I
you?
what?
Did you get the THQ Humble Bundle, Matt?
That's what I did.
You probably got it through there if you did.
Somebody check and see if I own it.
I mean, I think I paid like $10 for the Humble Bundle, and I got all the other games plus Saints Row 3. It was a pretty good deal. Um,
Next.
Speaking of good deals, YouTube launches paid channels starting at 99 cents a month. There's paid content channels on YouTube now.
Really? How did I not know this?
They tried it 2 years ago as well, and it failed miserably.
I kind of have a feeling that's how it's going to work out this time, too.
So what exactly is the benefit of doing that?
So I think, as far as I understand it, the paid channels are like, you have to pay in order to watch it.
What do I get, though?
You get access to their content. That's it.
Are they going to start pushing TV shows?
That's kind of my guess.
Is
They
it
said-
99 cents per channel? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, 99 cents per channel per month, I think. Yeah, per month. So like, it would be like signing up for a TV show to watch for $1 a month. If that's what they started doing.
The article I read was that ad revenue from YouTube does not bring in enough money. So they are saying, so they're wanting the option for paid content. Well, immediately putting your content behind a paywall means a lot of people are not even going to bother to look at it. They're not going to want to pay for something and have it be shitty. So they're not going to risk it.
Well, I don't think that there's going to be shit. Are you saying shitty returns?
Well, the
Or
stuff I'd
people
be
just don't want to
interested in-
pay because it's shitty content?
The stuff I'd be interested in is TV shows being on there and being pushed through it. I mean, I'm not going to pay, 99 cents to watch Jenna Marbles' channel.
Right.
That's just not going to happen.
Well, I mean, like, this one article talks about how there's, like, a Sesame Street channel or something like that. So you
Yeah.
pay... I
So
mean,
I'm
I don't
looking
know.
at-
I don't care about it.
I'm looking at the paid channels, and one of the channels recommended to me is The Simpsons. And it says The Simpsons has been terminated because we received multiple third-party claims of copyright infringement. Okay.
That's awesome. That's real helpful.
Alrighty.
I mean, I think the problem is, how is YouTube going to be able to get the content that they need to even get... First of all, half of you guys didn't even hear about this, so they haven't even gotten the idea out there.
No, very poorly.
And then
I think
second
I
of
might
all-
have seen it on Reddit, and I just kind of glanced over it.
I never saw it.
Well, and then second of all, how are they going to get the content that they need to actually get people to subscribe to these channels? I mean, I imagine most of these channels are going to be like, magazine websites that have gone online and online only, and they've got videos on there for you to watch. I don't know, Men's Health or something like that, or Maxim. You go subscribe to the Maxim channel. You can go, I don't know, watch girls jump on trampolines.
I'm not going to pay 99 cents to watch the Maxim channel.
I think that's what it's going to be, and yes, I'm not going to pay for that. No.
Wrestling has a channel for $5 a month.
Yeah, so that's a good point. It's not just all channels are 99 cents a month. That's starting at 99 cents a month.
UFC has a channel for $6 a month. That one I could see pulling some things in, depending on the content, because that's a pretty big market.
I can see live sports actually taking off on it. Like video broadcasts that were then rebroadcast, but they do it on YouTube via
Or-
their channel.
Or pay-per-view stuff through YouTube.
Right. I can see that actually doing well. But that's a small subset of what people really want to be watching online. Maybe. I don't know. I don't watch any of those things you mentioned.
Yeah. And with more and more smart TVs, if you can view this stuff through the YouTube channel, people don't have to be sitting in front of their computer. I mean, the potential is there, but people don't want another paid subscription. Like, I don't want to have a Netflix, and an Amazon, and a Hulu Plus, and a YouTube subscription. I want everything all in one spot.
No shit.
And Hulu's doing. There's one of the movie studios is pulling content off of YouTube.
Well, yeah. So, I mean, a lot of movie studios already have a lot of issues with their content being on YouTube. Is this like Google's plan to kind of help prevent piracy on YouTube by allowing these service providers to put their content on YouTube legally, but then require people to pay for it?
No idea.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know. Vimeo or something?
Vimeo or whatever, like the new music YouTube or whatever that was started by or is owned by the record companies.
I have noticed Vimeo. I don't go to Vimeo though. Like, I know about it and it shows up in my search results, but I never go there.
I use it all the time. Well, not all the time, but frequently.
Does it load faster than YouTube?
The quality is usually better.
Huh. Maybe I'll actually have to use that.
I guess that's not true if you're watching 1080 content, but Vimeo's like the content that gets posted to Vimeo is just different. It's more like artsy, more well-produced content than you get on YouTube. I mean, you can get that kind of content on YouTube, but it's much harder to find.
Does Vimeo have a pay-for service?
I don't know.
Oh. Well, yeah, but so Vimeo would be catering to people who are actually looking for not a bunch of cat videos, probably.
Which is nobody.
Yeah, pretty much. Like you'll see like final projects get posted to Vimeo, like film students doing that stuff, and
I didn't want to watch cat videos. Said nobody on the internet, never.
I say that.
Yeah, Vimeo looks more professional as a site than what YouTube does.
I think that YouTube wants to be that professional website, though. Like, that's what Google wants it to do. Whether or not it can get there, I don't know. On Vimeo, do they allow users to upload their content too, or?
Yeah.
I'm assuming so. Huh. It'd be interesting if you could actually like use the music on there, if it's by the record labels or something. In any case, who wants to talk about the Intel new processor parts?
Haswell stuff.
David would be most knowledgeable, wouldn't he?
Yeah, aren't you going to build a new desktop, Matt? With
Yeah,
the new
but I don't know anything
Haswell
about
chips?
I haven't searched anything yet.
So, I don't know if this was last week or the week before, but Intel kind of sort of released some more information about Haswell, which is their new processor architecture, I guess. And I guess the first thing that is going to be going on is that they've got some really low power stuff that they're going to be working on, so that apparently they can go into a lower idle state than what current processors do.
Yeah, the focus for this generation is most definitely power saving.
Yeah.
That doesn't change the fact that I will be like 3 generations old.
That you will
It's
be?
still the same core base. Haswell is still the same. Like, it's just been refinements. They actually didn't change anything in their. It's kind of like a second tick.
Yeah.
In their TikTok.
In 2 years, they haven't made any changes.
Not really.
It's been a slight refresh for Haswell.
I mean, what was it? Ivy Bridge first and Sandy Bridge?
Yeah, Ivy Bridge was the first big remake, which did really well. Ivy Bridge was the die shrink, which actually ran hotter because they no longer solder the heat sink on. So that was dumb. And then they've got their Haswell processors, which
I mean, they're interesting in the fact that they're trying to go for the low power consumption, but I mean they really haven't increased their headroom.
They're going more for the ultrabook and tablet market.
Well, yeah, but so I mean that's the next thing though, is that Haswell has what they're calling Silvermount, which is their processors their mobile CPUs, I should say, which they're planning to put in cell phones and tablets, which are supposed to be even more efficient but more powerful than what's currently out there, whatever their current. I think the Silvermount is supposed to be the new Atom, basically. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, but the Atom is shitty anyway. It'll always be shitty.
I mean, the stupid part is that they're holding on to the Atom name because it has terrible, terrible connotations.
Yeah, nobody wants an Atom processor.
I mean, you think of an Atom processor and you think about how shitty netbooks were. And then you're like, yeah.
Pretty much.
But, I mean, if they put that if they do increase it, so they're saying that it's supposed to be 5 times faster, or 3 times faster, but 5 times more efficient. I mean, it could be possible that putting it in a phone and a tablet, which doesn't have the necessary power requirements that a laptop would have, might be beneficial. Or it might work out okay. I still think they should rename it, but...
Yeah, I think Skylake, which is in 2 generations, is going to be the next decent change for Intel. I don't even think Broadwell, which is the Haswell refresh, will be that big of a change.
Probably not.
Which means it doesn't matter whether I build a new machine now or not, because I'll just want a new one in 2 years anyway.
Exactly.
Well,
you're on the 2-year refresh cycle anyway.
2 years is a long time.
Although, keep in mind, if you do upgrade to a Haswell, if you have an older power supply, it might not work very well.
His will be fine.
It better fucking work.
So, well, I'm sure yours will probably be fine.
Considering
but
it's a Corsair that I got 2 years ago and it cost $350.
So the problem is, because of the low power idle states that Haswell has, is that it requires as little as 0.05 amps. And apparently some older power supplies don't... I don't know what the...
Couldn't I just disable the low power states?
Yeah, yes. So some older power supplies...
Because I obviously don't care about power consumption.
Right, so what the motherboard manufacturers are going to do, they've said that they're already going to just disable low power state by default. Which I think is just completely ridiculous, because why is Intel putting so much time and effort into it if it's not even something that people are going to be using?
Because I'm not using it. Home theater PCs will use it. Mobile will use it.
Yeah, but you have to... It's not enabled by default.
On OEMs it will.
Well...
On OEMs, yes.
People building their gaming machines don't give a shit about low power states. I'm sure some do, but in general, most people that are building their Battlefield 3 machines don't give a shit about the low power states.
Maybe they do.
Well, if they do, they have the power to change it.
That's true.
Correct.
And if you're researching on how to make your own computer, build it, you're going to know that it needs to be changed.
Well, that's assuming a lot. I mean, there are people who build computers without knowing a thing about them.
Are we talking about somebody we know?
Possibly.
Somebody that watches the podcast?
Your server has used almost 400 megabytes of data since setting it up, Blaine.
Oh dear, that's a lot.
I reinstalled the Tomato firmware on my router with a Toastman build, so I can keep track of how much bandwidth you're eating.
I don't care. That's actually not too bad. If that's
No,
just,
not really.
That's just TeamSpeak usage for the most part.
Correct.
In a week. I guess that covers mostly Intel's processors. However, they also announced new graphics chips, integrated graphics, I should say, not separate chips. If anyone is interested, they've planned to.
It's a good thing. I mean, everything's becoming GPU accelerated.
Right.
Flash and HTML5 can be GPU accelerated. So,
and it would be beneficial on more of the mobile side of things as well. If you're familiar, right now Intel already has the HD 4000 series graphics, which I don't even know how to compare it, but I mean it's not nowhere near as good as what a dedicated card would be.
but it's better than the IGP 900 crap that we had.
Right. So it's a lot better than that. But they're coming out with their new series. They've announced three new versions, I should say. They've got the HD 5000, which is just kind of a small step up from the 4000. Basically, from what I understand, it's really no different than just a small refresh of the 4000 graphics. But then they also introduced what they're calling their Iris line. So there's integrated the Intel graphics Iris and then Iris Pro. And Iris is, I guess, destined for like Ultrabooks, laptop type of settings, where it's a little bit better. It's better than the 5000. It's completely different, I think it is. So it's supposed to be better, and then the Iris Pro is going to be for the high end, but not on the desktop, I believe. But what that actually does, it actually adds actually a physical memory chip to the processor die dedicated to the graphics.
The Iris Pro sounds stupid. I mean, if you're going to add dedicated memory, you're going to go with a dedicated card or an AMD APU.
Right. I mean, the only thing the Iris Pro does is make it more competitive with the AMD products for APUs. Because I'd say right now, if you're looking for good graphics, good integrated graphics performance, you're probably buying an AMD chip.
Mm-hmm.
Says you.
Okay. Probably. What would you say?
Nothing.
Would you prefer Intel HD 4000 or IGP?
I don't care. Are you just drinking straight gin out of that glass?
100%.
You're a man.
How much hair do you have on your chest?
You are a man. Isn't that a song? Man, man, man.
More hair than I have on my face.
I'm gonna find it.
When are you getting out of the plane?
Oh, there it is. I knew. Okay. Oh, prepare to have your ears free.
It'll probably mute you.
Hey, can we actually play this, Matt?
R.I.P. headphone users.
I don't think this is.
Oh, fuck you, commercial.
This is not acceptable. You know we're gonna get taken down from YouTube for this, right?
No.
No, it can't detect the music signature out of that.
What is that shitty MacBook sound quality?
Or his Surface RT.
I'm gonna mute.
I think he just muted himself.
I did. I said I was gonna mute myself so I can listen to it. You can't use Google Hangouts on the Surface RT right now, as far as I know, Dave.
Oh.
Oh, that's right. It's desktop mode only.
Oh, that would probably make sense. So, here's something interesting. I don't even know how to say it. Ace Rock's motherboards. The
Motherboard manufacturer?
Yeah.
What about them?
Apparently, they have said that their Haswell motherboards are going to be waterproof.
Huh.
Really?
Well, okay. So to prevent liquid, whatever.
So yeah, I guess if you are like storing your drinks on top of your computer.
No, it's for liquid cooling protection.
But it would also protect it if you spilled your glass of water in your computer.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do liquid on my next one. I can't decide whether I'm gonna do a custom loop or just gonna do a closed loop that's given to me by Corsair or something.
I don't know. I've got a closed loop system right now. It runs pretty well. I don't have a Corsair system.
Well, because I don't overclock like a son of a bitch, so I really don't care. I really don't need a crazy custom setup.
I mean, the nice thing is that it's a lot quieter than a fan setup.
Yeah. See, but then to do are there any closed loop like box systems for video cards at all yet?
Yeah, they exist.
Huh?
They exist, yeah.
I thought you said Dave's is.
Oh,
I'm like,
no.
Dave has one for his graphics card?
No, I seem to remember looking a while ago that they do have water cooling closed loop systems.
Like, if Corsair made its H whatever for video cards too, that'd be sweet. But each block is different. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's why I don't think
Block
it's very...
would be different for every freaking card.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's why you don't have them as... Here's one. You can get it for the GTX 590.
Yeah, because I have one of those.
I don't know. They exist. They're just not very prevalent. Let's put it that way. But you could do it on your processor. Or if you had the Ace Rock board, you could just put it in water. And then you'd be okay.
Or you could just get distilled water and throw your whole thing in there.
Could do that too.
This
wrap it in ice. Put it in an ice bath.
Because it's the impurities that transmit electricity, not the actual water. Oil is also pretty good. I remember seeing that a few years ago.
That's probably true. I dumped a bunch of oil down the drain yesterday.
Okay.
It was awesome.
Cool story. You should tell it again.
I dumped a bunch of oil down the drain.
Next.
And then I found $5.
What else you got?
Microsoft is adding Google Talk support to Outlook.com and SkyDrive.com.
Does that mean... well, no, that's not what that means.
So Outlook.com has a chat, has Messenger chat, just like Google has Google Talk.
Yeah.
Microsoft is going to allow you to sign into your Google Talk account within Outlook.com.
Yeah.
So that you can chat with your Google contacts from the Outlook interface.
Can I chat with my Microsoft contacts from within Google then?
No.
Probably not.
I don't have any Microsoft contacts anyway.
What would be more interesting is if I could sign into my Google Chat account on my Office Communicator link.
That would actually be really, really handy.
You want to federate them?
Can we federate our links?
Don't talk to me about the Federation, Dave.
We're not talking about the Galactic Federation.
Not what I was talking about.
But I guess if you're looking to switch over to Outlook and Google Chat was keeping you back, you can now do it.
Okay. Good to know. I will not be switching over to Outlook for the foreseeable future. I like Gmail too much.
Your tech tip of the day. I actually really don't. I really like the new Outlook.
Why don't you like Gmail?
I've got
Why don't
two
I like
Outlook
Gmail?
accounts.
I mean, the new Outlook's good, but do you know how much shit I'd have to change over?
Well, yeah, that's the problem.
A lot.
You could forward everything.
Yeah.
Eh,
It wouldn't be impossible to do, but
damn near.
I mean, the Gmail is alright. I do like the clean look of the Outlook interface. I mean, they work almost exactly the same nowadays. I mean, SkyDrive 2 has almost basically all the same features that Google Drive does, except for the fact that it actually allows you to open and edit real Office documents without not fucking up the formatting,
Yeah.
which is kind of nice. I use it all the time.
It's because you're a Microsoft fanboy.
Well, it also helps that it syncs to my desktop and my phone, especially with OneNote. Let's see. Valve experiments with players' sweat response and eye tracking in-game. Does anyone care?
I haven't read about this.
They've been doing biofeedback forever.
I mean, it's not really anything new.
Sweat response? Wouldn't my results be biased because my house is so goddamn hot?
Probably.
Man, Matt's been scared ever since he got home.
I mean, I don't
think it probably tracks heart rate as well.
This type of feedback in an actual game, but they will use it in playtests to see how people respond to different situations to create the environment and the specific response. And kind of like how Left 4 Dead 2 or Left 4 Dead started their composer or whatever. Is that what they called it?
AI director, I think.
Yeah, their director to change the game depending on how you're playing, how well you're doing.
Yeah, and that's a similar thing, is they've said that they're kind of taking this to be the more stressed you are in a game, the more difficult the game is going to become.
Yeah,
so I mean, similar to Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, they've always been big about finding when to put the brakes in to slow down the game and the pacing, and to keep everybody involved and engaged. And when you break that, you figure out how people react to certain situations, and you create an AI director. You can really almost tailor a gameplay to a specific person, and that'll create a lot better game experience.
Yes. I think that would be interesting. I think it'd be really kind of neat for horror games. Mix that in with Oculus Rift.
Somebody buy me a Rift.
What's your credit card number?
Just read it off. I'll write it down real fast.
I'm on the page right now, Matt. What's the number? You don't need, I know you don't need to pull it out. I know you can just say, list it off.
You have it memorized, don't you?
Yeah.
You could buy the new
everybody
Wolfenstein.
memorizes their credit card number?
No.
No. If you wanted to, you could buy the new Wolfenstein game, though. Actually, I don't think you can. It's not out yet. But
There's a new Wolfenstein game?
there is a new Wolfenstein that's going to be coming out. It is called The New Order, set for Q4 of 2013.
When was the last one made?
A few years ago. I remember buying it.
What do you mean a few?
I was gonna say, isn't it really old?
Enemy territory?
There was a Wolfenstein game
There was
that
one
I
that
bought.
came out when we were in school.
I
Yeah, I
don't
bought
remember
it.
this at all.
It was just called Wolfenstein.
Oh.
It was 2009. It was supposed to be a reboot of the series or the story or whatever, I guess.
My roommate had it. He said it was okay, but he was a big Wolfenstein fan. I mean, it wasn't anything special.
Yeah, I have it too, and it was alright. It wasn't anything special.
Is there an echo in this place?
Maybe. I'm just confirming with my personal bias, my personal story. If you wanted to buy it, you could buy it. Let's see.
I watched the trailer for it. I don't know. I mean, I like old Wolfenstein with the mazes and like it's
The hidden rooms and everything.
yeah, like all that like old school Wolfenstein. Like well, everything they're building now and slapping Wolfenstein on just feels to me like every other shooter with a Nazi skin.
Yeah, pretty much. But that's what everybody wants.
I know.
Until
want
they start
COD
playing
4
it and realize
shooting
they don't
Nazis.
want it.
Probably.
Yeah, and then it comes out and everybody's like, "Oh, this game kind of sucks. Why wasn't this like the original Wolfenstein?"
When it's exactly like the original.
I've come so close to pre-ordering hardware shipbreakers from the team that did Homeworld,
Oh,
but it's like $100. But I would be guaranteed early beta access.
Is it a Kickstarter?
No,
Indiegogo?
no,
Are you gonna make us keep guessing?
it's their website.
Oh. So they're just doing crowdfunding on their own website, like by
Yeah,
themselves?
if you pre-order now, you get. I don't know if you get immediate access to the beta or if it's just like you. I think it's just you will get guaranteed access to the early beta.
Gotcha.
So I'm just hoping that I get in that beta group.
It'd be interesting to play it.
Well, it's by the people that did Homeworld, which I really like. So
I didn't play Homeworld, so
You
I
should.
can't speak to that.
it's the only strategy game I've ever really liked.
Are you living the high life?
I am.
None of that light beer shit?
Let me do a product shot.
Apparently our sponsor tonight is liquor.
Yeah, I didn't leave it here. This Jake left this here.
I was
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a Jake beer right there.
I
What do
wouldn't
you
have
mean?
expected
This
it.
is a matte beer too, and it's also a light. You said no light beers.
Oh, it's a light. Is it the champagne of beers?
It is the champagne of beers. That's what it says right on there. It's good. Don't give me your fucking high horse bullshit.
Oh, I will. You'll get it up and down the street. It'll stink. You'll have to go scoop it. I'll do it right on your lawn.
Yeah, well, you should have postponed this until Thursday night. Then we could give you our review of the Star Trek.
Shut up.
That's true.
Did you just tell me to shut up, Anthony?
Did I?
What?
What?
Or did you say shut up?
I'm
I
crazy.
I
Sure
heard
sounded
shut up.
like shut up.
So Star Trek comes. You guys are going Wednesday, aren't you?
Tomorrow, yeah, 9
Yep.
o'clock.
Man, that'll be pretty awesome.
Awesome.
I really want to go see it.
It's gonna be good.
I also kind of want to see Fast and the Furious 6.
It looked okay.
They pull a plane out of the sky. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. I'm sure they could really rip that. What is it? Is it an Antonov?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they could rip it out of the sky. It's like one of the biggest planes in the world,
Oh, it's okay. They got like
generating
3
an
cars on it.
ass ton of lift.
It's only 3 cars. They got it.
Yeah.
They got
That-
torque, man.
I'm pretty sure that plane would just lift those cars off the ground with it. I mean, it would depend on how much load the plane has, but
Probably not enough to it's crashing over like that.
Probably not.
It's probably because the awesome tires that they've got has a lot of
Yeah.
grip.
It's
Yeah.
all the NOS. The NOS makes them heavier. If you had to rank the Fast and Furious movies, how would you rank them?
1.
Just 1.
Yes.
That's the only one that matters.
Yeah.
I think 1 would be the
Two,
best.
2 if I have to.
2 is the second to worst.
Really?
Tokyo
like-
Drift is by far the best.
You like Tokyo Drift more than 2?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I would say number 1. Number 1 is the first one is number 1, followed by probably number 5.
I never saw Fast 5.
Fast 5 was actually pretty decent.
I think my dad really liked that one.
Fast 5, and then I'm thinking...
Well, if I remember correctly, the trailer for the new one has a Dodge Daytona in it, so that made me really excited.
That's true.
It's the car with the really super huge spoiler in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think it'd have to be almost be a toss-up between Tokyo Drift and number 2, and then number 4 is the worst.
I never saw 5. I don't think I've seen 4, and Tokyo Drift is 3, right?
Yeah. Number 4 is they were driving through the tunnels between Mexico, and then Letty dies at the end.
Never saw it.
Does she? Oh, okay.
Thanks for ruining it.
Doesn't matter. You're gonna find out if you see Fast 6 anyway.
So I like the first one.
The first one was definitely the best. I think I'm gonna buy a safety razor.
A what?
A safety razor
Fuck is that?
to shave my face.
What's a safety razor?
It's like a razor, safety razor.
What? You can't use the same word to define it.
It's basically like taking a box cutter, like the blades you have in a box cutter, and putting that on a razor blade on a handle, and then using it to shave your face.
Oh, you're talking like the single blade
Yeah.
ones. Oh, yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Like what your grandfather probably used.
Yeah, like you got to be a man
Like super old school.
to use it.
I think I'm gonna buy one and start
Yeah,
using it.
don't call me when you're bleeding out.
It's okay, you can't get here fast enough. I'm gonna sit down with a full glass of gin and safety razor.
And safety razor your face.
It's your aftershave too.
And I'll use the gin as my aftershave, yeah.
You're gonna need it when you
Nice
fucking
pie.
scrape down to the muscle.
And apparently it's not that hard to do. I was watching some videos online and it's fairly easy as long as you do it right. And when I shave my beard off. Or
Yeah. I'm probably gonna buy a Nest.
really? Finally.
Huh?
Finally. I've been telling
Yeah.
you to do that.
Well, I figured because I'm doing my air conditioner and furnace, I might as well just do it at the same time.
Oh, are you an Alliant Energy customer?
No, I'm Mid-American.
Oh.
And yes,
See?
they give a rebate.
I was gonna say, see if they give a rebate, because
It's-
Alliant
it's-
does.
It's $20.
Yeah. Out of 200. Oh.
Whoa.
It's like a mail-in rebate. It's barely
I emailed
worth it.
them and I said, does a certified tech have to install this thing? Because your documentation makes it
No.
sound like it. And the guy said, no, but we reserve the right to come inspect it before we issue the rebate. And I'm like, okay. I watched the installation video for this. It should take
Dude.
15 minutes tops.
It's like 4 wires. You take your old one off, and
Yeah.
you plug the new wires into the ones you just took off,
Well, the
and then you
biggest...
mount it to the wall.
Well, everybody's like, oh, yay, energy savings! I am mostly interested in it because I'm a total data whore.
Oh yeah.
And I like to see data trends.
That's what I would do with it. Is I'd actually like the learning ability of it, and then just see what it does.
It'll be interesting to see how well it can learn because of Anthony's cat.
The cat shouldn't trip it unless your thermostat is mounted at the floor.
No, it's mounted like chest height in the living room.
Yeah, you actually have to walk by it for it to know that you're there.
I'll be interested to see how good it is at knowing that we're away.
So that's the interesting thing is I know Jerry has one, and
He installed it wrong to begin with.
He
well,
did.
To be fair,
How does he install it wrong?
his wires were wrong to begin with.
Oh wait, the wires hooked up to his original thermostat were wrong?
Were wrong. And so when he hooked it up, it was hooked up incorrectly.
But the letters on the thing stand for the color that the wires are.
Yeah, this is Jerry's house we're talking about.
There isn't a square door in the house.
His air conditioner had a heat pump, and they never hooked up the heat pump to the thermostat.
I don't even know what a heat pump is.
Are you getting one with a heat pump?
I don't think so.
You should.
Why?
Because it basically makes heat in your house when it's cold but not cold enough that you have to turn on an actual heater.
Oh.
Like, it's cheaper to run a heat pump than it is to run your furnace.
Mm.
Usually, I should say. I guess it's not guaranteed. It's more energy efficient than a furnace, let's put it that way. And it works down to like 40 degrees or something like that. I really want a Nest, but I don't think it would really be helpful in an apartment.
I don't think you wouldn't want to install it in your apartment anyway, would you?
I could.
Well, I mean, why?
That's why, because I have no reason. Why would I need one in an apartment?
I don't know, maybe. It depends on what you're paying for. Like, do you pay all your utilities?
Yeah. I mean, Jerry said that the only thing about the away setting is if his was kind of in his back hallway, and if he wasn't back in the back hallway at all, it would think he's away, even though he was home.
Yeah.
But he has to walk by it to get to his room. So,
Right.
Well, I mean, mine isn't exactly in a location where...
It's not in a high-traffic location.
Well, no, it's not like the main hallway. It's in the living room, and I may come home and not necessarily go in the living room for a while.
Well, you could walk by it and wave your hand in front of it.
But I could just as easily open my phone and say I'm home.
Well, that's true. That's actually the one interesting thing is that you can control it when you are not at home.
Which I also like, so I don't have to get my fat ass up out of the man chair to tell it to drop a degree because I'm starting to sweat.
I'm not sure that's the point, but I mean, you could. I think it's interesting because you could go, like if you left for the weekend and forgot to turn it off, or you wanted to come home early. I mean, I do that all the time, like especially during the winter because or during the summer too, is I let my air or heat just go wild on the weekends.
Well, I know
I'm not here.
The main thing is that why I like it is that I could set schedules on it. Like it's way easier to set a schedule on this thing. It's way more intuitive. I mean, my programmable thermostat now, you come fucking figure it out. Like, holy balls. It's just something that is way easier to set for me.
Is it a 5.2?
It doesn't feel like somebody from the 60s made this thing.
Pretty much.
Like, I mean, because letting it get to, like, you know, if I keep it 70 degrees in the house, it can let it get to 80 or whatever it wants it to be during the day. And as long as it's cool when I get home, it's fine.
Right.
And ideally, it learns your schedule and knows that, okay, well, somebody's going to be home roughly around probably 5 o'clock. So I need to have it back to normal temperature at 5 o'clock.
Well,
so,
mine does that too, but the nice thing is the Nest lets you do it day by day even.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I can only set mine for the weekdays and weekends.
Yeah.
Which is alright, but, you know, some days... What if I worked nights 2 days out of the week or something? That'd be a real pain in the ass.
But you don't.
But I don't. Because I'm lame. I just work for 12 hours a day instead. But speaking of the data collection of it, though, I really want to buy a Fitbit now.
You want to buy what?
A Fitbit.
I have no idea what that is.
It's one of the activity trackers, a glorified pedometer.
Link it.
Why do you want this thing?
So so the Fitbit is the original is one you could just clip to your waistband or something, and the main idea is that it would track your steps and it would track calories burned and like altitude climbed and junk like that. And so you could figure out kind of how active you are and how much you're doing and
That is not a valid URL.
That is not the correct link.
Bitfit.com. Sorry.
I got an image of bits.
So do I. Is it Fitbit?
Fitbit. Fitbit. So the thing is that it can sync up with your phone or your computer or something like that, and you can view all the stats that it's collected about you throughout the day.
Or a smart scale.
Yeah, or a smart scale, but that costs more money.
I have a smart scale.
I don't. You have a Wi-Fi smart scale?
Yeah.
Why?
For fun.
Oh.
You're crazy.
Whatever works. But they recently came out with the Fitbit Flex. The main thing I have with the Fitbit 1 is like it clips onto your belt or you put it in your pocket or something like that. And I would probably never use it. But they have this new thing called the Flex, which is a wristband. And I'm actually mostly interested in the sleep tracking ability of it, because I think that's really interesting.
So it would basically just say you never sleep.
Probably. It would say you need to sleep more and stop.
Yeah, to me, it's going to be like you're dead.
It'd just be interesting to check stats when you're. I've really been interested in it for like these weeks that I've been spending in the factory and see how much I've been running around.
Yeah, I'm sure it would track all kinds of me just sitting in my chair all day.
I guess you don't need a device to tell you that, do you?
I walk to go get lunch, and I walk to talk to other software developers sometimes.
You
Well, my chair
walk to your
over
car.
I walk to and from my car.
I guess that's good enough.
What else you got?
You sometimes
one more
mow
thing.
your lawn.
What?
Lawn.
Mow the lawn, yes. That's an activity.
Matt's going to get a writer for that.
There
No,
you
I have
go.
a push mower.
Speaking of your Nest, though, and wireless access, Kwikset, the key lock manufacturer, apparently has a wireless and smartphone-friendly lock.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you saw that or not.
That's exactly what I need is somebody hacking the lock on my house.
That would be a concern, sort of. How easy is it to hack Bluetooth codes?
I have no idea.
Have people been
It used to happen all the time with celebrity phones.
I mean, it's if they want in, they can just break the fucking windows. So I guess it's not that huge a deal.
True. The interesting thing that I find about this is because you can lock it and unlock it. Like, so if you pair it pairs with Bluetooth to your phone. So if you have your phone in your pocket and you walk up to your door, as soon as the phone pairs to the door, it will actually unlock it without you having to pull your keys out.
Right.
Well, there are key fobs right now that basically do that.
Right.
Yeah, but I don't want to
There
carry
are.
a million key fobs,
Right.
Dave. One for my car, one for my door, one for my boat. Like,
Exactly.
whatever I've got.
Wait, you've got a boat?
No, I don't have a boat.
I mean,
You're
this is
getting a boat?
I'm making a point.
Matt's right. I don't want to carry around a billion things just to get into my house. If it's already on my phone and it connects, that's actually kind of neat. But you can send keys to other people. So, like, say you were coming over to my house one day and you were going to be there before I got there. I could actually send you a one-time use key code.
Oh,
to
see,
use
that's
on your
kind of
phone.
nice. I like the one, but I could give you the code. Everybody knows the code to my front door anyway.
Yeah, the same thing.
I still ask if I can go in first.
Good, Dave.
I actually don't know your code.
That's surprising.
It's super easy.
I can
It's
tell
like
you
1, 2,
now.
3, 4, 5 easy.
But I think that being able to send the keys to other people is actually the more interesting thing than being able to unlock it without taking.
Yeah, I like the
keys out.
one-time use stuff.
I mean, you can do it one-time use, or you can do permanent use. So, say you always wanted a key to my apartment or to my house or something, you could have just that key.
It's the future. You give your girlfriend, I got you this Fitbit. What's the name of this? This Quickset?
Quickset. That's the lock manufacturer.
I got you this digital key to my apartment.
Here, let me send it to you real quick. Come over and... Never mind, I'm not going there. So, that's about all I got for this week. Do you really want to do this every 2 weeks?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And limit
gonna
it to,
say-
like, the most interesting things.
These were the most interesting things.
See, that's the problem.
We can talk... Do you want to talk about Windows 8
No,
next time? Windows 8.1?
I don't know anything about it.
I haven't seen it yet.
I've got a bunch of stuff on here.
I don't have
about it.
time to read about this stuff.
Neither do I.
Then stop playing
We
Chivalry.
can talk
Read
about
it.
C Sharp. We can talk about C Sharp. You want to talk about Link and any framework and anything that I read about every day?
You want to talk about CAD drawings and Pro E and building machines?
See? Exactly.
Well, that
Where do you find time to-
I have time.
Where do you
to
find
read
time
all
to
of
read this shit?
So if I can do it, why can't you do it?
'Cause I'm busy. I got a lawn to mow.
You sit on your couch. I'm gonna
Go mow your lawn.
I
I'm gonna watch
can't.
it.
It's dark.
watch
I don't
it.
have
in the
headlights on my
dark.
mower.
You should put some on it.
That's a genius idea.
The neighbors would be
Spotlights.
like, "What? What?
Just get
Come
like
look
some.
at this douchebag. He's got headlights on his mower."
Just
It's
get
not
some of
even a
those
rider.
gigantic halogen work lights, and just
Oh, I'm
flood your
thinking
entire
like
yard.
AC mudding truck.
Oh, that would work too. That'd be pretty awesome. You have to have a second motor on your lawnmower just
To
to
drive
power
the
it.
lights.
No, you don't. You can just put the throttle all the way up, and it'll run like it's on low throttle, but you'll have light.
It's going to take you twice as long to mow your yard, but you have light. And you can do it at nighttime.
I've
No
got
one would
little LED pathway lights out there that are solar powered.
You should get floodlights on every eve of your house, so you can
I
just flip
should.
them on.
So when it like detects the bunny running across my lawn, the floodlights are like, "Coo coo coo!" Like light up fucking Ankeny.
The International Space Station calls out and says, "Yeah, we just got a bright light coming from Ankeny,
Yeah,
Iowa."
let me contact Musco Lighting to see what I can get set up.
That'd be hilarious. Laser beam show too.
So I think one of the trees in my yard is calling it quits.
You should tear it out.
Is it not leafing out?
No, well, during the big ice and snowstorm we had, it broke one of the branches, like split the tree pretty hardcore. And I'm pretty sure it's gonna die. And it makes me sad because I like that tree. It's a birch tree.
Oh, that sucks.
So I don't know. Tearing it out would be such a pain in the ass because it's not small.
Oh, it's like a full-grown tree too.
Well, it's not massive either.
Well, you could just cut it down for now and leave the stump for a while.
Yeah, that would make me sad. I wouldn't even know what to do with this thing. What would I do? I mean, it's big enough that I couldn't just be like, oh well.
Dude, you just cut it up and take it to the compost pile in town or whatever.
I don't. I'm so used to living on a farm at home We
Or
would
you
chop
can just
down the
burn it?
tree. We would chop down the tree and burn it.
You could do
You've
that
got a-
too.
You've got a fireplace, don't you?
Cats.
Yes.
I'm throwing wood in my gas fireplace.
It totally works.
Oh
It'll
no, the
make it
fake
burn
log
better.
caught on fire.
Yeah, you can just take it to the compost. I'm assuming your town has a compost somewhere.
I have no idea.
Usually it's at the landfill and they charge you for it.
They might. I don't know. The one back home, they don't charge us for it. It's separate.
Unless it's been like a big storm and a bunch of limbs have come down, then usually they'll have like you can bring stuff out for a week if it's yard waste and not get charged for it.
You should just put it in your trash cans. Just have the tree in your yard and just slowly cut it up and put it in your trash.
Why
See
are
if
we
it-
still on air?
I don't know. Because we're talking about cutting up trees. I guess that's the end of the podcast for this week.
Yeah, for all none of you that watch.
We will be back in 2 weeks.